Sorry, I was trying to get this while I was recording. Well, I accidentally uploaded Getting Franchised early. Because my brain is just mush.
That happens.
I wanted to get it on
after watching this movie, I think all of our brains are mush.
That's the other thing. I watched this movie first.
Oh God!
Uploaded everything.
Yep, like that's exactly what did it. This killed so many of your brain cells that you just couldn't function properly.
Yeah, well, I watched the movie and then I watched the other movie afterwards. So that helped out a little bit.
I'm watching that after we're done tonight. So.
That's fair.
Hi, Chuck.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
That's fine. You got time.
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow before we record it. Spoilers, we're piggybacking.
Did you get a haircut, Chuck?
I did.
You're looking fresh, sexy, brother. You got a little shave.
I got a lot of it cut, actually, not just one hair.
Got a buddy.
Yeah. Good news. Also, I found my headphones.
Yay!
Hey!
They were on his head the whole time. Who knew?
Honestly, been there. Yeah. Fucking crazy. My TV won't turn on. There's pay-per-view tonight. I'm trying to get it uploaded while we record. I mean, literally, we're gonna do anything but talk about this fucking movie. I can tell you that.
What movie would that be, Chuck?
Brothers, sisters, gender resistors, welcome to another episode that we like to call Comic Book Rundowns Chitty Chats Edition, because I refuse to talk about this movie. We watched. I'm the man that did this introduction, and of course, joined by Ron and Joe.
He's Chuck, by the way.
And it's important to know right now that Joey is a good man. He's a good Joey. You're a good man by all.
Thank you.
By all
metrics.
Present tense. Is that the word I'm looking for here? You are, in fact, like a good human being. You believe in the goodness of people better than I have ever met anyone. Without you, I think all of us collectively would be worse people. But you have some sins to fucking pay for, buddy, because we had to watch Inspector Gadget 2. So we remember watching the first one. It wasn't that long ago.
It was like what, months ago?
Maybe a month and a half ago. Yeah, it wasn't very long.
I think it was 2 months ago.
And I would, that was recorded as probably being one of the worst things we've ever watched.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was in our bottom 3 when we did our 100.
Correct.
And this movie made that movie look like gold,
which is psychotic a little bit.
Something, honestly.
Like, I figured this was going to be on par with
at least the first one.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a little bit less bad or a little bit less good than the first one, but I was not expecting to, within the first scene of the movie, being like, okay, where's my shotgun? I need to put my toe in the trigger hold.
I was 10 seconds in, peek behind our chat occasionally. I was, no joke, 10 seconds into this movie, and I wrote, can we veto this?
Yeah, so because of that, I will allow, because of that point, I'm going to allow you both one veto from now on, one veto per year. Yeah, we don't have seasons. Per year that we can do. Because I'll be honest, there are a couple movies that I veto before you guys even know about it. Star Kid was on the list. You guys, we're long past that one. I vetoed that one a long time ago.
Wait, is that the one with the little kid from Jurassic Park in it?
Yep.
Oh, see, that would have been better than Inspector Gadget 2, I think.
It would have been, but I also don't think we can find that one. I don't think we can rent it.
That's fair.
I could be wrong. We probably can, but
we need a Inspector Gadget gauge of
the Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, the Inspector Gadget to determine vetoing. If we watch it and in less than a minute of it starting, we're just I can't fucking do this. Somebody's got to put it in the chat.
I'm giving you both one per year.
You will be. That's for sure.
Yeah. Everybody gets one. Tell him, Peter.
Everybody gets one.
And the bad thing is,
I
like,
said Spider-Man.
I would like to think that we're not going to have some more of those, but because we're in the time where we're supposed to be getting better movies, but at the same time, like, this is also the era where we're getting nothing but direct to DVD movies as well.
So it should be pointed out that yes, this was a direct to DVD.
Yes.
Was it really?
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me actually after seeing it, but now when we watched the first Inspector Gadget, Joe, you said that it like actually did really well in the box office.
It did well enough.
Okay.
It made its money back. We figured out.
I something like that.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
So my first important question about this movie is, if they would have had anyone other than French Stewart playing Inspector Gadget, do you think it would have been better?
I doubt it.
Because I could not stand him in this movie. He has no inflection in his voice, and his face, he drives me crazy. He's
Yeah,
like
the
one of the
squinty
five-
eye look.
Like, I want to punch him in the head.
It's interesting that you say that he could have found somebody better because he has no inflection. When he has typical, almost like stereotypically casted as the guy who has a weird inflection in his voice.
Right. I
like
think that was
Third
one of
Rock
the
from the
standouts for Third Rock from the Sun. Yeah.
Third Rock from the Sun. Okay, so you guys know him from Third Rock from the Sun. I know him from one episode of arguably one of the most problematic casted shows now of all time, that 70s show where Kelso wins a van by keeping his hand on the van.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he plays like the antagonist to Kelso and finally loses because he can't take Jackie anymore and tells her to shut up and take his hand off the van. Yeah. Classic episode. Arguably one of my favorites. Am I pretty? Am I pretty? Oh my God. Like, right there. He has inflection in his voice. He can act. Like, not enjoyably, but he can act. He plays a great guy to hate.
There was a movie, Time Stoppers, I think it is, where he's in that, and he has he's not like a main in there. He's more of a side character. But I remember him being in there, and some of his role in that was good. Not great. It was good because he was like a professor that was being tortured or like told to create a stopwatch that's supposed to stop time, or a clock.
This is a Disney movie.
I think so.
It might have been, right?
I remember it because it had what the heck was his name? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the watch would pop up and they'd turn in and they'd slam it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
and
I remember
he was the one that created it, or one that like worked on it.
And there were like three, like
there was three of them
in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was the one that was on there, and he was more of a serious-ish role for him.
Yeah.
And I say serious-ish because I remember at the end, like, he turns into a kid or something, so like it's not great. But like I said, he did a decent job in that. But still, he's not a terrible actor
the
in
best
certain roles.
Sure, the best French Stewart we ever got was on Saturday Night Live's Jeopardy when it wasn't French Stewart playing French Stewart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, should we start a new mini game where we go through actors that we don't like in the movie and ask, are they worse than French Stewart?
Yes, we should.
Okay.
I don't know what to call it, but the untitled French Stewart segment.
We'll work on that.
All right.
Maybe by next episode. So we have 5 hours to figure something out.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
French Stewart.
Oh yeah.
But right off the bat, the first scene we get is him like Go-Go Gadget necking around this sign. Except not one time. It's like a big billboard that's like he's hiding his cop car behind so he can catch speeders or whatever. But not one time does he say Go-Go Gadget neck for his neck to stretch that whole time.
Well, I think because it was already stretched, right? So he was just popping it out.
He didn't say Go-Go Gadget for his binoculars either. But then he had to for the radar.
Yeah, the inconsistencies were pretty annoying. So,
This Go-Go Gadget, he only ever said it when they needed it
to
not
mess up
work.
something.
Yeah.
yeah. Because then by the end of it, toward the end of the movie, when G2 has to start saying it because they swapped chips, I'm like, why does she have to start saying it? But then I realized because they swapped chips, she started getting the glitch.
But here's the other
Yeah.
thing.
But
If
like
all
that
he
still didn't make
needed
sense
was
that
a
she had to do
new-
it though.
If all he needed was a new chip,
Oh yeah, no, they made her. It's so totally weird that the whole police department is like, we're gonna spend a shit ton of money building a whole new robot instead of paying a couple $1,000s for a new chip to
but
fix up Inspector Gadget.
the new robot was pretty hot. So
Well,
I
you're
mean,
not wrong.
Oh yeah. So I definitely remember her. Like that's why I thought it was weird that this was a directed DVD because I thought I remembered the trailer and the poster at a movie theater. But
so I thought, like,
remember
I
things now.
remembered seeing her for something, but I thought it was when like the boys watched, or the kids watched Spy Kids when they were little, because she has that sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
weird, not real. Like-
She was in Parent Trap, the '98 Parent Trap. If that
Is that the one with
Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that says anything.
Well, no, I just meant I thought her character was in something else, because whenever you see her character on screen, she doesn't look like she belongs in a normal movie because
Gotcha.
of how like her colors are and stuff.
Okay.
Like she's so
Yeah.
saturated that she looks like she's, because like you remember in like Spy Kids or like Shark Boy and Lava Girl where they had like the characters were like
Yeah.
really saturated and didn't look like they belonged in their background.
Because they were on a green screen or a blue screen. Or whatever.
And that's
yeah,
what she looked
that's
like
what
the
they
whole
were
time.
acting against.
Yeah.
And but that goes back to the terrible CGI of this movie. So most of her, I'm not gonna say acting, most of her bits were CGI stuff. Like she would have the stuff coming out of her hat, the nets coming out of her arms. So like she had a bunch of CGI stuff going on around her. Like the one part when she jumps, like loses half her body and like jumps around, like that's definitely was all CGI or on the
That was also
blue
weird.
screen.
And it's also important to know there's a few things in here that I thought were weird that I guess they were just making canonical, but have never actually been canonical, which is one, Inspector Gadget is actually half human,
Right.
which is not anything that they have ever explained in the original. I know he was like, they RoboCopped him in the first one, but I was looking some stuff up, and in the cartoon, it's never established that he was ever half man. He's just Inspector Gadget, and he has a niece.
I'll say he would almost have to have a niece, right? I could be wrong, but I figured
I mean,
we figured
but if it's like a weird lie thing that they're doing, because there is apparently a ongoing theory that, what's her name? Not April. Penny. That Penny is actually that she's actually his handler.
That would make more sense.
Yeah.
I
And,
did like that they gave her more of the role that she had in the cartoon in this movie, where she was the one that was actually solving the crimes and stuff, as opposed to.
So
Yes.
about that, one of the things that audiences praised about this movie was the fact that it actually was closer to the cartoon, like the jokes, the actual.
But see, I can't say
Crime
this is a joke
solving?
because the cartoon made me laugh.
No, the cartoon was good, yes, but like they praised this because it was closer to it. It isn't though. Like obviously, us watching it in the lens of 2026, and we grew up with it in the 80s and 90s. Like it's not what we remember, obviously.
Yeah.
But I also haven't seen it since the early 90s, so I can't recall.
We were talking about, or you talked earlier about like G2 getting cut in half, or when she
Yes.
split her body in half to like do whatever. So she has all these state of the art things, but she can't get out of her own rope. Like when he actually they get tied together, she could have just split in half again and then came back together and left him
Would
in
make
the rope.
sense. Yeah.
But like they they gave her oddly minimum amounts of gadgets to work with.
Yeah, because she uses the same one every time.
2
The
nets and
the
rope.
boomerang. Is that all she had? I thought she had something else.
And splitting her body in half.
She uses the mallet later when she tries to use.
But that's after she takes his chip.
Right.
So maybe she has all the gadgets built in, but because her chips are superior, she doesn't use any of the dumb ones.
Maybe.
But either way, like, I'm just saying that they didn't have one, like, you know, pair of cutters or scissors or something on her that she could have gotten out of the rope. Or even Gadget himself could have been like, you know,
that's what I figured Gadget would do. He would try and cut it, but something else would come out. Unless it did, and I just wasn't paying attention.
I really hated the Chief in this movie. Because first he looked nothing like the Chief from the cartoon. Like the first movie, that Chief looked like the Chief from the cartoons.
Sure.
He didn't act like him, but he looked like him.
This one at least acted like the Chief, but he didn't
sort
look
of,
like the Chief.
But he looked like, I don't know, not
Again,
the Chief.
Nobody really looked like anybody they were supposed to.
And the whole hiding the claw's face now,
right?
When they showed it throughout the whole first movie, and it's obvious that they got a different actor for it, so it wasn't even like they were trying to make this guy look like he could have been.
I mean, they got a different actor for everybody except for D.L. Hughley. He's the only one that returned.
And he was like, I don't understand why the car was always sleeping. Like it was just a stupid trope that they had in there. Like every time Gadget needed the car was asleep.
Because he works nights, even though every time he was sleeping, it was at night.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like it was weird.
Wait, did you say that was or wasn't D.L. Hughley?
It was. He's the only one that returns from the first movie.
Well,
because by this time his career had already bombed. So
I was going to say he needed the money.
I don't think. Yeah, his TV show was done, I believe, and
the weird thing is it doesn't even sound like him.
Right? No, I didn't think it
sounds like a guy they hired to sound like D.L. Hughley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's because at this point in time, since his show was named his name, the company actually owned his name, so he couldn't actually be that character anymore.
You're not wrong.
You're not, yeah.
But there were a lot of really weird, choppy cuts in this for like almost every scene, like where it would like almost like the camera was juking and stuff. And it made it really, I mean, other than the terrible storyline and the bad acting and stuff, it made it really hard to watch the movie because there were parts where the cuts would just like get really choppy, like they didn't have somebody editing it properly. And that was really frustrating.
There was one scene in particular at the party when Claw comes in and steals the ruby, where when everybody's laughing and like uncontrollably laughing, they had like flipped the film. Mm-hmm. And you notice it. I noticed it immediately because the buttons that people are wearing are backwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, hold on. I had to rewind it and double check that. I'm like, oh, you lazy ass piece of shit. Mm-hmm. What the hell?
Well, it was direct to DVD. They had to cut costs somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I also found it funny earlier when Claw was stealing the laser from the science convention. You want to know how it was? You could tell that all of them were nerds because every single person at the science convention was wearing glasses.
Yep.
Literally every single one of them were.
Yep.
It's like, oh, okay.
Gotta play to the trope, Joe.
I guess.
Speaking of tropes, the
grandma
glass of milk in the bar.
That I was gonna say the badass grandma in the jail cell.
Oh yeah. And then
she was funny. I did like her.
Did you guys get that they were trying to do the Great Mouse Detective costume for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he was in the bar, that was the same costume that.
Yeah, I did not put it together.
I did like that was like the costume they wore, and I was like, oh, it's like the Great Mouse Detective, because he was also kind of acting like he was, because he was also kind of acting like he was like a like piratey sort of like I don't know. It was stupid. I
thought it was funny.
Before
that was one of the more funnier parts of the movie when he was like trying to be a bad guy, but everyone also I think kind of realized it was him.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they especially when he's drinking the milk and the mustache comes off, and he's like, "I've got a hair lip problem," where he said
hair loss problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, also stupid.
Yeah.
When the chief breaks him down to like cleaning the bathrooms, and the newspaper Claw already has him cleaning the bathrooms before he's even actually started like doing that. Like it was that same like within that same like half hour of it happening, and there was already a newspaper out with it.
Literally every single time something happened with Inspector Gadget, the newspaper was already printed with that headline. Like when he messed up at the science convention, when he had the got demoted to clean the bathrooms, when there was another one, but like it was already a picture of him doing whatever.
Yeah, that they just miraculously had before they even knew it was going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, at least try. Maybe.
Something that we didn't cover that probably we should have hit on at the first meeting. What happened to the science chick from the first movie?
So they were going to actually have something about that. Apparently, the Gadgetmobile was going to bring up. Let's see if I can find it real quick. While the movie. No, wait. Sorry, dead there. The Gadgetmobile was going to bring up something about it. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, that's not it. Basically, they were going to say that they broke up, and their Gadgetmobile was going to bring up something along the lines of, oh, here we go. An animatic was released online of the opening scene with an extended scene showing that the film was originally going to be more explicitly tied to the first film, with Dr. Brenda Bradford being mentioned. The Gadgetmobile shows Inspector Gadget a photo of Brenda and bringing up that it didn't work between the two of them and he shouldn't be heartbroken forever. Gadget would mentioned how no woman would love a freak who's a robot, and concludes there's no room for romance in the life of a crime fighter.
So basically, the love that brought him back to life in the previous movie
is
just nothing for this one. Nice.
Which I think is why this is supposed to be a standalone movie.
Oh, then why'd they name it Inspector Gadget too?
It's a fair point.
You're not wrong. I don't disagree with either one of that.
So the whole idea behind this movie is that he is going to make a satellite that stops time, but it doesn't. It stops time, but only
it stops people.
Well, and the birds and like all that stuff, like everything stopped inside that bubble, everything, and then it goes away, and they stay frozen. But it doesn't make any sense because like the birds would have fallen out of the air,
and the frisbee should have fallen. Everything should have. Physics should have taken over.
But instead, or when somebody walked in there, they should have been stopped also.
Right. Because my question is, why is it that if everything is literally frozen, why are all of the gates, the doors, why is everything be able to be open? That should be impossible to move. Like everything should be like concrete
locked into place.
Yeah. Yep. But no, gates can open just freely. That giant cell door at Fort Knox wannabe can open up like it.
That was another stupid trope that they had, was the big vault door for the bank. Like,
yeah. Also, like they're gonna put this giant bank in this random nothing town of Riverton,
safest town in the world.
Right. Okay. With all of this gold from where? Because Fort Knox already has that.
I thought they said they moved it from Fort Knox over there because it was safer.
No, because he was going to.
Oh, that's right. Because he's going to hit Fort Knox next.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't know where that came from then.
What I really like is when they actually are attacking, when they go to get all the stuff, and I think it's the Safari Bob or whatever the heck his name is taking the coins while everybody else is grabbing the bars. It's like, okay, I guess. Good job, guys.
Speaking of the bars, though, so they're in an ice cream truck. Right? That's their getaway vehicle with all the gold in it.
Yeah. In an ice cream truck, I thought it was like a electronics truck or something.
I know.
Like
either way,
whatever. It's a panel van.
It's a panel van. The amount of gold that they had in that would have bottomed out that truck
Yep.
before they even got a quarter of it loaded, because gold is so heavy. But also, when
And they were
Gadget
planning on
sticks
taking the
them,
whole thing.
yeah, when Gadget sticks them with the gum and the vehicle keeps moving back and forth, that gold would have crushed and killed everyone inside of that truck.
Also, that was bubblegum. Like, especially at the very beginning when he shoots Baxter, the doctor, or whatever.
So stupid.
That was bubblegum? Like, what the fuck?
Well, he traded that out. I thought he traded it out for the toothpaste, but then he uses the toothpaste later too.
Right.
So they just filled him up with toothpaste and bubble gum, and like,
He is a law enforcement cyborg. Why would he have these things? Give the man a gun and let him just shoot things. That's what the police do. I don't understand why we can't just let police be police in this movie.
because he's an inspector. He's from Britain.
He's not.
What if the entire time? Yeah, he's Inspector Gadget, and his job is actually just to inspect like equipment, and for some like of the police station. But his program is all fucked up. Also, okay, so like two things that super bugged me in this movie specifically. One is the idea that he was air quotes fired. They spent all that money to turn him into this like cyborg guy. And they are just they're gonna decommission him too.
Right. Like they were gonna do the G2.
Yeah, like they would not just fire him and let him exist still. That's insane. They need to recoup some of that money. Like they would just dismantle him and let him die, no?
Maybe because he is part human, maybe they're like, well, they could like deactivate all of his robot-y parts, like the parts that he could
all of his gadget equipment.
Yeah, to actually activate things, but he can still be a human.
Maybe, but like they wouldn't fire him. He's great with kids. Put him on like the Dare program mascot or something.
Do you know how quickly kids would be jumping to drugs if that was the Dare officer?
Yeah, fair, but still, nonetheless, that's like the whole idea.
I mean, honestly, the Dare program really just made drugs seem cool. So
kinda, yeah.
Oh, they like figured out that Dare actually did more harm than good, and that like people did drugs because of Dare. Like because it just like taught kids like bad shit.
Where to get the drugs? Who's going to give you the drugs?
What it does to you? Like, yeah, that was like that's like a famous like.
Good job there, cops. Way to help us out.
Well, they weren't trying to help us out. They were trying to get us addicted to drugs so they could incarcerate us, so they could use us as slave labor, so that they could continue their cycle of,
abuse.
Yeah.
Listen, their only job is to protect property. It's been legally established.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the only things that I laughed at, because I forgot about the grandma being a badass in jail, even though I had it in my notes. One of the only things I really laughed at in this movie was when Gadget ragdolled into the hood of the car after the bomb exploded.
Yeah, see, I thought they actually just dropped French Stewart on the hood, and that's what made me laugh, because I was like, yeah, that's a good use for him. But until you pointed out that it was a dummy, I just thought it was.
Well, because I've been watching Kamen Rider Chronicles, because I've been watching Kamen Rider, I've definitely been seeing a lot of ragdolls. So
do we need a ragdoll roundup for the comic book rundown too?
You know what? We used to have one. Remember back in the day?
I guess that's true. We did.
But we stopped because they started going to like CGI
Superman
shit.
And
the early like the 50s and 60s and 70s movies. Yeah.
Good time.
Then we went away from it because they stopped using it, and then they started. That's when we started doing the Stuntman, die.
Which reminds me, so if you guys do fund our movie, we will go back to using ragdolls for terrible scenes. So just keep that in mind, guys. Fund our movie.
And not only that, we will make them ourselves.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
Yep. I've got a lot of padding around here.
We each need to make our own ragdoll for ourselves for this movie.
Do it.
Damn, Chuck, you have a really big mouth, bud.
Thanks, man. Appreciate the love. I'm really fucking sleepy.
No,
Dude, you're
this
telling me
whole weekend.
I was up. I did a trial run of doing my notes for Kamen Rider Chronicles. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to stay up, watch the episode, stay up all night, and do the notes. So I was up until like 2:00 in the morning doing it because next week I go to Disney and we're leaving in the morning. So I'm like, can I watch it, do the notes, and record it and be done by 4:00 in the morning? Technically, I could. Do I want to? I don't know. We'll see.
No,
we'll see what happens.
You don't want to. You don't want to be tired getting to Disney, dude.
Well, I'll be sleeping on the drive down, sleeping on the plane.
Oh, you guys are driving down?
No, driving down to Indy.
Oh, okay. I was like, God damn, that's going to be a really long.
No, God, we don't drive down. We fly.
That's like an
We're bougie
18-hour
like that.
drive.
So
I know because I've made that drive.
yeah, I have too in the past. Yeah, it's at least a day and a half drive. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm tired. Like as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to sleep because I am
Not me. I got to watch Clue and then I'm going to bed.
Spoiler alert.
Oh,
I got a
shit.
pay
Yeah.
I got a pay-per-view.
You should bleep that out.
Whatever. I've done it in the past. So I got no other notes. I don't know about you, Ron.
My other thing that pissed me off about this movie.
Right.
He can take his hat off.
Yeah, I thought that was attached.
Yeah, it's supposed to be part of him because that's why all of his gadgets come out of his hat.
And then every hat he wears just now has an open top on it.
I guess.
Yeah, that has his gadgets in it. Like, see, I could have understood if the hat would have folded up and then changed into a different hat because that would have made sense.
So what they're basically saying is that his head is the gadget, and then the hat he can
just activate a hat with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing though, because like when he has the stupid little hat on when he's
the chauffeur, not
valeting the cars.
Yeah.
Like
it opens up, or maybe it just doesn't have a.
Well, it has the little like thing that's showing his emotion on the front of it, like when what's her face is there, when G2's there, it has like the heart on the front of it and stuff.
Did it? I thought that was toward the end when he had his old hat back.
No, that was part of his chauffeur thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention at that point. I'll be honest.
No, that's fair. It was very. This was
a
very difficult.
Scrolling on my phone.
It took me 3 days to get through it. So like, because I started on Thursday night. I watched a little bit of it Thursday. I watched a tiny little bit of it Friday, and then I watched the rest of it Saturday. I finished watching that like an hour before you texted us, Chuck, and talked about not wanting to watch it and vetoing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have been quicker on the draw. I was busy.
That's all right. I should have said something on Thursday when I first started watching it, but I was like, Joey's probably already slugged his way through this, so I'm not gonna, chicken out on him now.
Yeah, I watch this shit all the time. You guys can, if you guys want to veto something, just say so. I don't give a shit.
Joey, you're a busy guy, and we don't need you watching like 4 movies that you don't need to watch.
Did you not listen to Santos?
That's why I brought it up, because I did listen to that. Shout out to the archives. All right.
Shout out to the archives.
Shout out to Chris, who should have been on that episode with us.
Listen, agreed. Chris should have been on that episode with us. Shout out. My best friend.
I got a chuckle out of, it would have been 2 weeks ago. I know time of recording, 2 weeks ago's Marvel Alliance. I'm a little behind. But they just finished watching Daredevil Born Again, season 2. And he gave a rating. And they also gave a shout out to Chuck. But he gave a rating of the season, and he's like, it's like a 7.14677. Like he gave a long spiel. I'm like, you motherfucker!
Nice.
Like, God damn.
I love that.
See,
man.
this is how you spread, gimmicks and bits. And
that's right. That's right. That's the true mark of a good show. If other shows start doing your bits.
It's great.
Speaking of bits, Joey, what's the kill count on this?
1 actually. There was
somebody actually died?
One fly that got killed.
Damn.
When that white ninja, because that definitely was.
Oh, that's right. Ninja, cut it in half.
And then we had a limb count. I counted G2's lower half when she split in half. I mean, I know she got reattached, but
It still came
still
with parts.
counted
So
it.
that counts.
Yeah.
Wait, do we count that? I thought if they reattached it, it didn't count anymore.
No, because like we
No,
counted
because
it
we
for
counted it
Imhotep,
for we counted it for Emotep also.
Oh yeah,
because
we
he
did,
lost
we did.
his arm and then he did put it back on, and I believe I counted it for like
RoboCop
Maul as
also,
well.
I think, or something
probably
like that.
RoboCop. I don't know. I counted it for a few different times.
Yeah, maybe. All right, that's fair.
All right, so bingo. We had product placement, government interference, comic book logic, unexplainable science, animal cruelty, and inability to control powers. And that's as far as I got, because like I was gonna try to pay attention for the rest of it, but I couldn't.
That's fair.
Yeah, I assume McDonald's had toys for this because McDonald's was everywhere in this thing.
They had to have. I didn't see anything in the IMDb of like any sponsorships, but I can only assume because I believe they probably had it for the first one, so I can only assume they have for the second one.
Yeah.
You know, it is kind of interesting that McDonald's or Burger King doesn't have a lock on like Disney specifically, like a contract like lock.
Yeah, because it goes back and forth.
It goes back and forth because like the Mandalorian and Grogu were at BK, but prior to that, the whatever anniversary it was for Disney was at McDonald's like 2 months before that. So
Yeah,
it's just interesting.
I get whatever pays the most for to have
Pretty
them
much,
at the
yeah.
time.
Whoever pays
Yeah.
for the contracts, yeah.
So Matrix metric. Chuck.
So this is tough, right? Because it looked terrible. I mean, it looked bad. Anything that was CG looked fucking awful.
God,
Like the
awful.
like right off the bat when he puts the binoculars on
Even
his
his
face,
neck, like even the neck around the sign looked god
it
awful.
looked weird. I also hate that they got rid of the robotic arm that came out of his head and it was like a tube, like wire arm now. I hated that. But I also don't think that this looked good when it came out. Like
True.
I think
Agreed.
because it was direct to DVD, it probably already looked like shit. So how do I score that then?
So it was they had a $12 million budget. I'll let you know that.
How did they get $12 million?
I don't know.
Who gave
And-
Disney gave them $12 million to make this?
Well, when you've got as much money as the mouse, you can just throw that shit around. They don't care.
Yeah,
I mean, because the first,
I guess the way that you would have to do this is since it already looked bad, you would have to give it a negative metric score. So it'd be like -3 out of 1 because it never looked good in the first place.
So
yeah.
So you had asked earlier, saying that the first one was a success. First one was a bomb. It had a $75 to $90 million budget, and it only made 134 million.
Okay, so they didn't even make their money back on that.
Yeah,
because
it lost the studio approximately $30 million.
So then they made a second one after they lost
DVD.
30 million.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know, because I'm like, maybe they did make a money, and they're like, okay, let's make a sequel, and because they couldn't get everybody back, they just went direct to DVD. No, the first movie was terrible, and they, so
They were like, well, got to hold on to the IP, better make another movie.
Yeah,
Anyway.
maybe they just like they had the IP and they're just like, hey, we gotta use this so we don't.
Which I'm surprised they haven't done anything since. I mean, it's been this came out
Didn't
in
they
2003.
redo the Inspector Gadget cartoon?
Did they?
I could be wrong, but I thought they had redone it in like the
it was called like Just Gadget or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And it's weird. It kind of it's CG, but it kind of looks like Walter and Gromit, like claymation-ish. Yeah,
I remember that now. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, like they have to do something, and this I'm just remembering something from like
it came out in 2015.
Okay, I'm remembering something like with the comic book stuff, you have to use the name or the product every 7 years, or the IP every 7 years. Otherwise, it reverts back to the original owners. Now, that was back in like the old Marvel, Spider-Man, X-Men days. Nowadays contracts are different. So, so that was back in like 90s and early 2000s. I don't know what the contracts are now. Obviously, that could be they write these contracts up specifically for like, all right, we're going to do it this way. Like I know what was it? There was some movie that just came out within the last like year or two where they were contracted for like 3 movies specifically, but the first movie didn't do what the production company wanted, or how it didn't do as good as the production company wanted, and so they canned the other 2 movies. They didn't even give it a chance. I can't remember what that was.
Craven?
No, because I think they weren't even expecting that one to be, because I don't think it was a comic book movie. I think it was just like, it was like an action movie. I think.
Was it a remake? Maybe like what something?
Was it John Carpenter?
Carter.
No.
John Carter, the Princess of Mars ones.
No, that one I think they actually had planned for at least 2, and
because I thought they were going to make a trilogy of it, but then after the first one was such a shit show, they bombed the whole thing.
I actually liked that first one.
I thought it was okay until I found out that it came from like an actual story, and that it was really, really far off.
Oh,
but also it's probably a good thing that it was really far off, because I'm pretty sure the first story was fairly racist.
Probably. I mean, we'll get to it because that came out in like 2012. We'll get to it in a few years.
Anyways, did we ever get a Matrix metrics on this, Chuck? Cool, watch the pay-per-view, damn it.
It's not on yet. It's on like for 15 minutes.
No, I just don't care. I'm not even paying attention to this episode, just surely out of my own.
Hi, this is Chuck, and the Matrix metrics on this is -4 out of 1.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, -4 out of 1. Sure, I don't fucking know. This is an unscore. It's an unscorable movie.
It's not great. It sucked.
It's an unscorable movie.
I
was waiting for you guys to finish. I would have said like 1 out of 50, but whatever. -4 out of 1.
So not a Muppet. I'm going with Brain, because the dog was the only good actor they had in this movie.
Penny was fine.
I guess Penny did do okay, but I still
she was the only one actually acting. I felt like.
Well, that's also, but she also had like that like kids show actor, like how she expressed herself and talked. But she was also the one that was expressive. So
right.
I guess I would argue for that. But I like Brain because that way everybody else is a Muppet, and then it's just a dog running around with Muppets.
Yeah, that was good. That's good. I was gonna say anybody but French Stewart. So he has to be a Muppet, so maybe it'll be better.
Only French Stewart is a Muppet, and everybody else is.
Yeah, there we go. You know what? That actually would work too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm with you, Brain.
Nice.
Maybe Claw. Maybe one of the.
Then they can actually show his face.
Maybe just the animals. Maybe just the Claw's cat and Brain the dog, and then
yeah.
And then when they actually see each other in that one part, they go terrassing around and they just tear up all the Muppets, like flying all over the place, and then that's how the movie ends.
There we go.
Because then we would have only, had to deal with like 2/3 of the movie. All right, so Chuck, out of 1 point, how low do you go?
Oh yeah. All right. Is this an Inspector Gadget movie? Well, it was on par for being fucking terrible. So, yeah, man, this is not good. They did not need to make this. Nobody was ever asking for this. They gave it money. They gave fucking what's his nuts a job. That was a terrible idea. The only redeeming quality is that G2 is kind of cute. She's pretty on this. Shockingly covered up.
But
it's still super hot, although her hair looked fake.
I think the hair was fake.
I think the hair was actually real.
It was just weird. It was weird how they had it on her face. But the question becomes, it doesn't pass generic continuum. I'm not subjecting anybody to this movie.
No.
But do I hate it more than Steel? Yeah. Yeah. Would I watch Steel? I think so. So 0.00001?
0.00004 zeros? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because technically I can never score anything less than Steel, and Steel will always be a 0.
Sure.
But this is pretty close, 0.00001.
But if I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure that Steel passed the Janero continuum because
Yeah,
that
you
would
can
be
still
something that you
still
could
have
put on
those are
a-
Done
that's
with
two
Steel.
separate. That's two separate scores, though.
Okay,
Those
that's
are two
fair.
separate things. Yeah.
That's fair. So I'm pretty much right there with Chuck. This was terrible. This was absolutely unnecessary. I wouldn't even call it an Inspector Gadget movie because this was just a like IP abuse.
Yeah.
I gave this a 0.00005.
That was too generous.
Oh, well, if I would have known you were going to go that low, I probably would have dropped mine a little bit lower, but I'd already written it down before we started, so.
That's fair.
No, I'm basically right there with you guys. This movie sucked. Like, as soon as it started, I'm like, oh, what's on the IMDb? I started looking up all this stuff, and there's not really a shit ton on the IMDb, so I actually had to pay attention to the movie. Sort of.
I was reading through the Fallout books while I was watching it. So.
Yeah. So
I got laundry. I made dinner. Like, I just had it on in the background, and I was still mad.
That's fair. I'm giving it like I'm not even. We already talked about how bad this was. I'm not even going to add to it. I'm giving this a 0.003. I would watch Catwoman over this. That's how bad this movie is. And you guys know how I feel about Catwoman.
That's true. You have a lot.
I notoriously do not like Catwoman.
Brutal hatred for Catwoman.
This gives us a combined score of 0.001, which makes it our new bottom movie. It is our last movie, just behind Catwoman, with a 0.05. So out of 203 movies, this is number 203, which is hilarious because Inspector Gadget is number 201. So it's right there with it.
So they're just right on top of each other, basically.
Literally, they're sandwiching Catwoman.
And, yeah. Ew. That's not a fun thing to think about. Inspector Gadget's sandwiching Catwoman.
Matthew Broderick and French Stewart.
Okay, but it's Matthew Broderick and French Stewart sandwiching her body double. So
wasn't the body double a guy?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. Anyway.
Right. I'll plug this shit up. All right. Well, hey, everyone. Welcome to the end of the show. We're glad that you survived. We're glad that you're here. And we apologize that you just sat through 48 minutes.
It's one of our shorter episodes. Holy crap.
Yeah. Of it. But you know what you want to do?
Through some shit for it, so.
That's true. If you want to go ahead and make sure that you're following us here at Comic Book Rundown Reviews. Of course, also, Kamen Rider Chronicle. You already heard us talk about it. It's Joey's show where he is reviewing Kamen Rider Zets and Kamen Rider Ichigo. Hey, you know what's really cool? Kamen Rider. You know what kind of stinks about Kamen Rider? There are no dubbed episodes. So listen to Joey explain to you what's happening so you can be as cool as everyone else who loves Kamen Rider, because Kamen Rider is, in fact, fucking cool. It's fucking dope. But you got to actually sit and pay attention to it. Which, let's face it, if you're anyone like any of us, we're putting on podcasts while we work. So listen to Joey talk about Kamen Rider Chronicles.
I have learned everything I know about Kamen Rider from Joey.
From Joey, yeah. Pretty much same. I knew a little bit, but I pretty much learned everything from Joey. That is every Monday and Thursday, of course. Every other Saturday, we have Comic Book Rewind, which is Joey is bag and boarding. He's putting the paper trades together for you of all the previous episodes of Comic Book Rundown. And who knows, maybe one day some new episodes. Doubt it. And then also, let's not forget the most important show, outside of this one, of course, Getting Franchise, the latest and greatest in media franchises, that is dropping whenever Joey feels like putting it up. Sometimes he drops it the last Sunday of every month. Sometimes he drops it the second to last Sunday of every month. Sometimes he drops it the first Sunday of every month.
My brain was I'm sorry.
With that being said, hey, it's a little show where Joey and I review the latest and greatest in media franchises. At time of release of this episode, we are getting ready to talk about one of my favorite documentary series of all time, King of Kong, Fistful of Quarters. Listen, go listen to last week's episode. I'll give you a super deep dive on it. But 30-second elevator pitch, it follows the story of Steve Wiebe and Billy Mitchell fighting for the top score in Donkey Kong. And drama ensues, and it is probably one of the best coming-of-age hero stories ever told, in my opinion. And then the follow-up to that, which is Walter Day, the Ballad of Walter Day, arcade and love songs, which touches a little bit on the lawsuit and the things that happened following King of Kong and what happened to Twin Galaxies, but also follows this really amazing, sweet story of a man, Walter Day, the godfather of esports, and is the reason why we have the culture that we have of esports is because of this man and Twin Galaxies and his love for music and having his heart broken and just wanting to write songs about it. It's a very interesting documentary. The more I think back on it after we've kind of recorded that episode, I think that's a much better documentary than we originally gave it feelings for. So,
okay.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what I said, but I've been marinating on it. I kind of take a little bit of it back. I take a little bit.
Okay. Hey, you know what? All good. You guys will hear about that in about a week and a half.
Just know at the time I wanted something else from that documentary, and I didn't get it. So I'm
hoping we do get that at some point. I hope we do get an actual sequel to King of Kong.
Yes, because I want to know more about the lawsuits.
Right. So, same.
Yeah. Same. With that being said, if you want to find Ron on the interwebs, he's good at this game. For his personals, if you want his art, it's good art this game. And if you want to wear one of his pieces of art, you can get it on a t-shirt, which is linked in our TeePublic down below. Almost a spring. That's the other one. Anyway, TeePublic linked down below. If you want to get at us, ask us questions, comments, or concerns. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the hype button, hit the notification button, hit all the buttons. Just click them all. Just click all over your screen and see what happens. You know what I mean? Make sure you comment below. We will read them out. And most importantly, if you want to get directly at us, comicbookrundown@gmail.com or Comic Book Rundown on all social medias. You can find us there to see our schedule and our release dates. It's pretty much all Joey posts. It's just when we're releasing new stuff. So go follow that and you can find out when we're releasing. I'd recommend watching every show, but, pick and choose whatever you want. Recommendations, boys.
So I'd recommend, at time of recording, I just got the Lego Batman Legacy of Dark Knight for PS5.
Jesus Christ.
What?
I don't know. That's not what I was expecting you to say.
Game. Well, it's Lego Batman, so I'm only like an hour and a half, 2 hours into it, because I can only play it a little bit here at a time, because, don't really have a lot of time.
Because you do 45 podcasts.
Yes. But it's fun. You're basically playing through the movies, and when I say movies, I mean like all of the movies combined. Like you're going to play through the Dark Knight trilogy, you got to play through 66, you got to play through Batman Returns, Batman and Robin, Batman Forever. Like you're playing through the Batman, you're playing through all of the movies in this game. And it's going to be fun.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I'd play that.
Like I said, I'm not very far into it, but I'm having a good time so far.
I mean, objectively, all of the Lego adaptation games are actually usually really solid.
They always are. Although I heard this one you are unable to play as villains, so I'm not 100% sure yet about that one. So again, I don't know yet. I haven't got that far.
I'm sure it's going to be DLC.
Probably.
Yeah. Ronald?
All right, so I'm going to recommend go out to your state and county parks. Enjoy the fresh air. Enjoy them while they last, because under the current regime, they probably aren't going to last very long. Yeah, and we need to get out there. Also, fight against the fucking system, man. burn down a data center.
Be Batman.
You know,
Be Lego
Yeah.
Batman.
be like a cool Batman that's not a rich boy. But like seriously,
be Nightwing. You know what I mean?
there you go. Aggressive.
Also rich.
Be Red Hood and shoot bad guys. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, live every day like if you just had a gun in 5 minutes in Arkham, a lot of things would get solved. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. My recommendation this week is go to antique stores.
Yeah.
Dude.
Go to antique stores and you can find
buy
Oh my God, you bought it?
You can find Captain Confederacy. I shit you not.
Holy shit, man.
Have you read it yet?
I flipped through it. It is not a joke comic like I thought it was going to be.
Oh my God, I thought it was a joke comment. That's serious?
Yeah, released by Steel Dragon Press. It was $1.50. This is issue number 4. It was 1978, I think, was the copyright on the inside, if I remember correctly.
So about the time when the Dukes of Hazzard were on or something?
Yeah, maybe. Apparently, this guy was like a TV star, and then he's part of a serum called the Ultimate Potential. Sounds Nazi-ish to me. Yeah, this is crazy. His like love interest is also, I think, supposed to be some type of person of color. I'm not really sure. I was flipping through it. This is issue number 4, so they made at least 4 of these, which is psychotic.
I'm seeing at least 7 right now.
That's
12.
insane.
A couple specials. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
There's 4.
And it's not a. It's not really a joke. It's not a joke. Anyway, also I found this old wrestling magazine from 1972. So.
Nice.
And I got to see a lot of glassware that had uranium in it. So that was cool.
Oh, that's cool when they put it underneath the black light.
Yeah.
That glows.
Yeah, and they're like, "Hey, don't use this for food."
Yeah, this is for decoration only. Don't.
Yeah, they literally had signs all over, like everywhere. It's like, "Hey, this is for decoration only. Please don't use this," which I thought was interesting. So good for them. Yeah. That's all my recommendations. So, shout out to Chris. Joey, what's our next movie?
So we are. Oh wow, there's actually 2 series of that. So it's my birthday pick because we are getting up to my birthday.
Hey,
what are we watching, Joe?
Joey? Almost.
So, we're gonna watch a fun movie that I really enjoy.
I think I dropped a hint about it earlier.
You may have dropped a clue about it earlier. So yeah, no, we're gonna watch Clue from 1985.
I got your joke.
Yes.
Clue. Okay, so I have only ever seen this movie once.
Oh,
I had to watch it because I was part of a summer program that was like kind of reenacting the movie. And so I had to watch it.
Okay.
It was not fun as hell. It was really bad, actually, and it was not fun. And also, I kind of don't get this movie, if I remember correctly. I didn't really understand what was happening.
How
So
old
maybe-
were you? Like 12 or something?
Yeah, I had to be like 12 or 13.
Okay, that
probably.
would make sense.
Yeah. So as an adult, it should be interesting, but I also know that I have to pay attention to it, which is not interesting to me.
I'll be honest. Paying attention this time around, peek behind the curtain. I actually found some other stuff that I didn't realize before. Not that I wasn't paying attention, but like I realized some things that I didn't realize the last couple times I've watched it. So
On the plus side, Chuck, there's not any nudity in it, so you can watch it at the gym without having to worry about.
So because there's a pay-per-view tonight, I am gonna have to watch this at the gym tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Edge is looking old as shit. Anyway, so yeah, next week, Clue. Definitely not in a couple hours.
all right. Thank you all for listening. We will catch you next time.
Oh, hey, that reminds me, guys.
Bye.